Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Kincaid. I'm the school nurse. I'm here to talk to you about mask usage. Recently, our governor said that essential employees need to wear masks while they're working, as well as the public when they visit essential businesses, which is great. They can be an effective tool for us, but we need to use them correctly. So I wanted to make sure that everybody knew how to use the mask correctly, as well as the rationale behind it. So I'm going to start with the rationale first. Things that you need to know. Number one is that per the state, what they're saying, the reason that they're recommending these masks is they're designed to, I'm going to quote them on this, designed to contain coughs and sneezes and prevent disease transmission to others. They are not to protect the wearer from breathing in aerosols. So that's important for you to know, because what the state is saying is that you are wearing a mask to protect those around you. You are not wearing a mask to stop yourself from breathing in germs. And it's important for you to know that, because masks can cause or give you a false sense of security, where people are wearing masks and then they're closing in and getting closer and closer and talking and really, getting rid of that 6-foot social distancing rule. Please don't do that. You still need to social distance when able. The government realizes that we can't always be 6 feet away. If you're handing somebody lunch, you actually have to be near them to do that. And so by wearing a mask, you can help protect them. But they are not preventing you from breathing in germs. So please don't think that. Please don't think that you can stop social distancing. You still need to continue to do that. But the masks do help catch, as I said, coughs and sneezes and those large droplets. People can be carriers of coronavirus without having any symptoms. If you've ever been outside on a cold day and talked, you've probably seen like somebody's breath, the little looks like smoke coming out of their mouth. That happens on a warm day. You just can't see it, and that can potentially carry germs. So that mask is a kind thing for you to do. You're helping protect those around us, your coworkers and the children in our district and their families. So it is important that you wear a mask now that the government said that we need to. The other thing about a mask is it can increase your desire to touch your face. So it can work one of two ways. It can increase your desire to touch your face, or it can help remind you not to touch your face. The goal is for you not to touch your face, and that protects you, because if you're wearing a mask and it's covering your face here, if you don't touch your nose, mouth, and eyes, you're going to minimize your chance of getting coronavirus and potentially getting sick or being a carrier. So by wearing that mask and covering that area, when that mask is on, remember, don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes, until that mask comes off and you perform hand hygiene. So that can be very helpful for you. So wearing a mask, it's really easy, and there's several, the government says that a scarf is fine. It's just something to cover your nose and mouth, but ideally you're going to have a homemade mask. You may have a surgical mask. So donning and doffing them, taking them on and off is essentially the same. Some key things to remember. If you're wearing a surgical mask, it does have a front and back and up and down, and it's important for you to know where that is. So if you have a mask that has a colored side and a plain side, the colored side tends to be the front side. The top of it is where there's a metal bar. So this one has a metal bar in it. And if it doesn't have two different colored sides, the side where the pleats face downwards, so see how those pleats open downwards, or as opposed on the back they open up, when they face down, that is the front. You want them to face down, and then my metal bar is up here. So another thing about surgical masks, you'll see people draw happy faces on them or write a cool message on there. While that's really cute, you're minimizing the integrity of the mask, or you're making it less effective. So please don't write across your mask. You may want to write your initials and up here so that it's the front and it's yours. But other people are recommending either writing on the ear straps or putting a little tag. I have my name on mine, so that it's yours. But you do need to know which side's the front. The other thing about any mask is that you need to know what side's the front, and you need to assume the front of your mask is dirty, that it's covered in germs. So you don't want to touch it, and if you do touch it, you want to perform hand hygiene right away. So the front of your mask is dirty. These are props. They're not going out in public, so I'm going to touch them a ton. But if this was a real mask that I was using out there, I wouldn't be touching it all over. So to put on your mask, and this is the same for both of them, you're going to find your front, you're going to find the top. You are going to grab your mask by the ear loops, and you are going to put it over your your ears. You are going to tuck it down under your chin, and you are going to secure it. See if you can see me better. That's better. You can secure it like this. And now your mask is on. Before you put a mask on, you're going to perform hand hygiene with hand sanitizer or wash your hands. And as soon as you get it on, hand hygiene. So hand hygiene, mask on, hand hygiene. Once your mask is on, you do not touch the front of your mask because this is a dirty surface. Sometimes you'll see people doing this because I need to get a breath, or I apologize, I have a daughter and she's crying. Or they want to take a drink of their coffee, or they want to tell somebody something. You just defeated the entire purpose of the mask. The mask needs to stay on your face. You don't, if you're going to take it off, you take it all the way off, and you perform hand hygiene and you treat it like a dirty surface. You don't do this when you get to your car. You need to either take it all the way off or all the way on. It's not pull it down for a little bit. So my mask is on. I'm ready to take it off. I have not touched my face at all. So I am going to perform hand hygiene. And then I'm going to grab it by the ear straps. And I'm going to take it off. All the way off. So I know what side is the front of my mask. And the way that it's recommended that we store it is you're going to hold it by the ear loops. A paper bag or any other breathable bag, if it's a surgical mask. You're going to label the front of the bag. Put your name on it so you know it's yours. You're going to take your mask so that the front faces the front of the mask, faces the front of the bag. Hang it, and you're just going to store it in there so that the dirty side touches the dirty side. Dirty side of the front of the dirty side of the mask is the front of the mask, and it touches the front of the bag always. And you store it in there until you go to use it again. You do hand hygiene because I just touched my mask. So when it comes time for me to use my mask again, maybe I was taking my lunch break and I wasn't around anybody else, so I took my mask off, or I was in my car for a little bit making a phone call. I'm ready to put my mask back on. You're assuming your mask is dirty. So hand hygiene, you're going to grab it by the ear loops. You're going to go ahead and put it on. You can touch it because you're putting it on. Tuck it under, around your chin. Hand hygiene because you just touched your dirty mask. And now you're not touching your face again until you're ready to take it off. You've worn it. You got to go take a call. You are going to go eat, or you're done with work. Hand hygiene. Grab it by the ear loops. Front side is going to go in my bag. Front's facing the front. And that is how I store my mask and hand hygiene. Same thing goes with a cloth mask. Only thing with this is you can wash this in the washer. So you definitely do the brown bag method if you're taking it off to go to lunch or whatever, or sitting in your car for something. But you can throw this in the washing machine and launder it with hot water. Again, just some takeaways here. When the mask is on your face, you are not to touch your face. This is dirty. This area is dirty. Do not touch it. Do not pull it down to talk or breathe or anything like that. They are uncomfortable. It is what it is. You're doing this to protect this is an act of love, and you're doing it to protect our students and our fellow staff. So you need to do it correctly. I think that's all I really have to tell you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer any questions. The CDC has a wonderful page. If you just even Google how to use a homemade mask, CDC, they'll tell you how to make one. And then Pennsylvania has a pretty good chart, actually, that is, it's titled Understanding the Difference Between Homemade Masks. So that can help you to understand, what's a homemade mask, what's a surgical mask. One more thing about the surgical mask, if you are using one of those, you need to keep monitoring it because it's not made to be reused. So you eventually will not be effective, and you'd be better to get a homemade mask. All right. Good luck. Thank you for all you do. Appreciate you being out there on the front lines.